Hello and welcome to the Powering Through YouTube channel. I'm here today to do a little post for Scram blog about something that people ask me about an awful lot, and it's how strong do I need to be for MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and any sport for that matter. We know the benefits of strength, we know that it acts as a base for power and speed, we know that it helps injury prevention, but the question then becomes, how strong do I need to be? And you talk to most strength and conditioning coaches, quite a lot of them will have standards for how strong they think an athlete needs to be. Usually they'll pick a couple of lifts that have sort of a systemic global effect, so things like squats, front squats, deadlifts, these types of movements, and then they'll have a target in mind that they want the athlete to be at, to be in the right place where they need to be for their sport in terms of them building those other qualities like power and speed. It's very hard to build power and speed when you don't have a base of strength to begin with. So how strong do we need to be? I do have a set of standards, and like I said, talk to any strength coach and they'll generally have a set of standards they want their athletes to hit as well. For instance, for a male athlete, I've got some standards set here. Expected is what I like recreational or at a very base level where an athlete needs to be strength-wise. Ultimately, I want to get them to good, and then I'm not too fussed if I need to get them to great. I'll explain why that is in a minute, but my standards are this. If you can back squat twice your body weight, front squat 1.5 times your body weight, and deadlift 2 times your body weight and do at least 10 pull-ups, and then maybe bench press 1 times your body weight and power clean the same, you're probably in a pretty good place strength-wise. It then becomes a point that trying to acquire more strength beyond that becomes a real issue, because most people who achieve great levels of strength have to commit an awful lot of time to get that strong. And if you're a busy athlete, you may be doing 2-3 heavy strength sessions a week, and you have all your, particularly with MMA fighters and jiu-jitsu athletes, a lot of other work to do. It's hard to fit in that concentrated time within which to focus on building very, very high levels of strength. So the time commitment is a real issue. Those who do achieve great strength also quite often possess really, really good anthropometry for lifting. So quite often you'll find that a lot of the best power lifters, best weightlifters are all shorter guys, short limbs that really suit that particular lift or these particular lifts. For instance, I've got pretty long arms, that therefore it really gives me an advantage in my deadlift, whereas perhaps someone with shorter arms would post perhaps a great squat, perhaps post a great bench and perhaps not such a great deadlift. Genetics matter too. I've seen guys walk into the gym with very little strength training and they come in and hit all the great targets, all the good targets, and it doesn't take them long to get to the great ones. So that plays a role as well. Obviously, gender is also a role. Men for the most part are generally going to post better numbers than women. This is dimorphism, but the focus is obviously with females, we've got a set of targets here too as well that they can try and achieve. So for most female athletes, what I'm looking at is a good 1.25 times body weight squat is probably where they need to be. If they can hit 3/4 of their body weight on the front squat and then 1.5 times on the deadlift and at least do 5 pull-ups, as a female competitor, you're probably in a pretty good place strength-wise. Again, I occasionally do run into outliers who can hit some of the great targets, but again, this matters of body type, genetics, limb length. A lot of things matter in terms of being very good at these particular lifts. This is why powerlifters and Olympic weightlifters don't run into other sports and dominate. It's because playing the sport itself also matters. The other thing is, when you go online, the internet generally only ever shows us stuff in this column. Nobody wants to see someone struggling with a 1 times body weight squat. They want to watch the guys, squatting 3.5 times their body weight. It's far more entertaining. And so, you've got to think of that as well. The internet only really shows us, the great levels of strength, and you can't compare yourself to these people, because you have to remember that at the end of the day, these things are only numbers. We can't see what someone's rate of force development is like. We can't see what their reaction times are like. And we obviously, based on these numbers, don't know what their skill is like as well. They may post huge numbers, but they may be lacking particular skills in that sport. The key is, at the end of the day, don't worry too much about the numbers you're putting on the bar. It's all about being the best you can be, as opposed to trying to match yourself up to other people. You know, use them as a guideline. That's what they're there for. Thanks for watching.